Well, you can call it a fun run, you can call it a costume party, but it does benefit a local charity. We're talking about the Red Dress Run, which is coming up in a little more than 2 weeks. Here with all the details on that and a really fun fashion show as well is organizer Rachel Weed. Rachel, welcome back.
Thank you so much, Morgan. I love being here. We are always thrilled when we get to appear.
Oh yes, I'm so excited to talk with you, especially when we talk about this event. It is such a blast. Everybody that's involved with it can't say enough good things about it. So let's start with the run itself. So it's coming up on Saturday, February 15th. So easy for everybody to remember, the day after Valentine's Day. Give us a little bit of the history behind this event. There's kind of a really cool story that dates back quite a while with this, a little tale.
Absolutely. So in the 1980s, and of course I'm on the spot, so I'm not going to remember, a lady visited her friend out in California, and she met up with his running club, but she was dressed in a red dress, and he said, well, wait in the truck and we'll come back when we're done.
Well, we don't like to hear that, do we?
I don't think so. And decided to head out with them as is, and so a year later they flew her out, and in her honor all wore red dresses.
I love it.
And now all over the world people will once a year, depending on their home kennel or their chapter, plan an event where they wear red dresses and everything goes to the charity.
I love that. A wonderful tradition. So who can take part in this?
Everybody, as long as you're 21 and up.
Okay.
Because we do have tasty adult beverages, or not, if you choose not to partake, but they're available.
Okay, so it's a party.
It is a rolling party, and we use run affectionately.
Right. Well, you know what, though? That's going to make a lot of people watching right now feel a lot more comfortable, because then you can just kind of do whatever you want. I mean, if you want to take it super seriously as a runner, you go ahead and you do that. If you want to just have a really good time with a bunch of friends and new people, you can do that as well. And we're looking at some really cool photos from years past. So roughly how far is the run? I've been told you can't tell me a lot about the route.
So the fun part is with hashing. The route is planned out and marked on the pavement with flour, chalk, or sometimes cereal, depending on if it's snowed and you can't really see things.
Oh, okay,
And then you have to solve the route as you go. So generally, the prelude, which is Friday night, and our main event are around 4 miles. And again, you can walk, you can run, you can do a mixture of both. And then our Sunday event, which is affectionately called the Hangover, is pretty short, and just to get you out and stretch your legs and get the blood moving.
Yeah, get you moving again after a big day on Saturday. Okay, very cool. You guys are starting out at Frick's Tap, correct? In Davenport.
Yep.
And that's for the main run on Saturday. So everyone's kind of meeting around noon, and then you guys will head out at 1 p.m., correct?
1:30 is when we circle up, and we kind of lay the ground rules, and we do a quick intro for people that may not be familiar with it.
Good to know,
And then we go out after. So if you've never done this, you're not just going to be thrown out there. We do a little intro, and we go over what to expect and kind of introduce who you would contact if you're kind of confused or not sure, you know, what to do while you're out with us.
Yeah. Well, speaking of who to contact, this is an event that is organized by the QC Hash House Harriers, and you've alluded to hashing. So tell us about this group. I mean, this is a group that is worldwide. I mean, you can typically find these folks in really any community or region.
Yes. I don't know what the current numbers are, but it's definitely over 100 different countries throughout the world. Many in the United States. I mean, multiple in different states as well. So the Hash House Harriers were formed in the 1930s. British expats in Kuala Lumpur got together and wanted to do something for camaraderie, and I think the phrase is to work up a sweat and a good thirst for beer.
There you go.
So it's been around for a very, very long time. It's gone through different iterations with groups, areas. Everybody puts their own little spin on it.
Yeah, well, who can argue with that? That sounds like a blast. Well, as we mentioned, this is the 13th year. You all have been able to raise so much money. I wrote down more than $81,000.
That's accurate, yeah. This will be the 13th year, so over the last 12 years in our local community, $81,000 has been put back.
That's incredible. And you always choose a nonprofit or organization, charity. So talk about the organization that you all have chosen to support this year.
Yes, so this year is Tapestry Farms, and they are a nonprofit urban farm organization bringing our community together and strengthening our ability to embrace refugees in our area.
Yeah, they're a really great organization. We've been hearing more and more about. So they will be benefiting from this really fun event. And also this coming weekend, actually, there's a really cool way to kind of get hyped about the Red Dress Run, and anyone can participate in this event as well.
As long as you're 21 and up,
as
because
long as
again,
yeah,
we do have alcoholic beverages available, and we just want to make sure that, you know, we're being appropriate.
We're being responsible,
Yep.
Absolutely. But this one, not a run, but a fashion show.
Yes, and it's very unique, and you know, much like we take run and use it kind of loosely, fashion show is a little loose as well.
Similar, yeah.
So what we do is we take dresses and we zhuzh them up and make them unique, and we will auction them that night. So we'll walk out, we'll present the dresses, and we'll take them back, and we actually have some drag performers that have donated their time. So we're gonna have a little drag performance in the middle, and then we'll come back out, and the dresses actually get auctioned off of our models right there. And so you get to take your red dress home, and if you
want to wear it,
if you want to wear that, or if you had somebody else in mind that would look fabulous in it.
I love that. Well, we're showing one of them right now. So this is from, what was it, did you say last year or a year before?
Well, this was going to get sold last year, but the designer decided not to part with it because it's a lot of fun. And we are the QCH3 Dirty Pirates, so obviously we've got our skull and crossbones, the QCH3 on there. Sometimes we'll put feathers on our dresses, rhinestones, ruffles. It just kind of depends what the dress calls for. And this one was pretty well shaped as was, and
yeah,
you know.
I can only imagine how creative people must get at this. Roughly how many people would you say, and it doesn't need to be on point, like go up and model these dresses? Is it an all-night type of situation?
We try not to make it an all-night situation because, you know, we are having fun together, but ultimately we need to respect the space that we're in, because KSI has been very gracious to host us and let us
it's a great
use
space.
they are wonderful.
They are.
But it'll run probably about I'd say 6 to 9:30, 10-ish.
Nice.
But we have it set at 10. We always do 10, or at least we've held it to 10 recently, to make sure that we have an idea of how many people will be there in terms of the dresses, and then as you're bidding, you can know, like, oh, I've only got 2 dresses left, I better get something.
That is fun. That would be like just such a fun atmosphere to be in. So, and anybody can go to this. Do they need tickets ahead of time? Do they buy them at the door?
No, so that's the best part. Come and join us. We'll have a donation bucket. We would love it if you'd be able to donate.
Wonderful.
But there's no actual ticket cost to come and celebrate and participate and hopefully bid on some dresses.
That is so fun. Okay, so the Red Dress Run weekend, it kicks off on Friday, February 14th. Of course, we mentioned that there is something happening on Friday. The main event is going on Saturday, and then of course that little hangover event happening on Sunday. Everyone's meeting at the coffee house there in the village of East Davenport. So if you want to register for the run itself, really the easiest thing to do is head to Facebook, QC Red Dress Run, and there are plenty of links on that page for you to sign up and be a part of the run. And as far as the fashion show is concerned, as Rachel just mentioned, you don't need to buy tickets for that. You can just show up and celebrate with everybody. There's the information and the address for KSI. Again, both events are 21 and up. Sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun.
We're really looking forward to it.
Yes, thank you so much for coming back and talking about this.
Absolutely.